I'd like to begin the speech by telling you all a story about a student named John. John and his parents both planned for financial aid when John was in high school. When John planned for financial aid and he applied for the application, he made several mistakes on his application form, and he failed to submit his application form in before the deadline. Because John did this, he did not receive the free education that he could have gotten to fund for his college education. The money that John could receive was about $5,000, and because he didn't receive this, he now has to work at McDonald's full-time, flipping burgers to pay for his college education instead. This can happen to you because you as students and your parents both make several mistakes when filling out the financial aid application form. According to Frank Vert, a doctor of education from the KlausCPA.com on the 9th of January of 2009, the more information you know about financial aid, the better you will be at filling out the application form and making the correct enrollment decisions. According to Mara Strum, an author from an online journal article from financialaidfinder.com on the 24th of March of 2011, about 1.8 million parents and students from low to moderate income families failed to submit a correct application form on the financial aid website. In the speech, I will inform you all how to correctly submit an application form for financial aid. First, I will show you all what to do on the financial aid website. Second, I will show you all the most common mistakes made by both parents and students on the financial aid application form. Third, I will show you all how to avoid these mistakes on filling out the application form on financial aid. The first thing that you must do in order to start or begin applying for your financial aid is to go to the financial aid website, which would be www.fafsa.ed.gov. Once you get there, you'll be brought to their main page, and you will see a big click here, a Start Here button at the center of the screen. After that, you will be brought to this part of the application form, which is considered the most important. It is important because you must fill in your first full name, last name, date of birth, and your social security number. The reason why it's so important is because the number on the social security, or the name that you list on your social security, must match the name that you list on the application form, or you will not be able to proceed to the next part of the process. Now, once you've done this, you will then be asked to list the name of your school, and you will be asked to list the beginning date of your semester and the end date of your semester. After that, you'll be asked to create a password in which you can use to save your progress, so you can log in later, so if you choose to do that. And after that, you'll be asked to create a PIN number that you can use as an electronic signature to fill out the rest of the application later on. Once you've done that, you will be then brought to the next page, which would be you would fill out the demographics, the school information, and the financial information of the financial aid form. It is important that you make sure that the information you put on here is both accurate and precise, and that when you do this, you receive a email confirmation from the financial aid services stating that you submitted the application. If you have any more kind of problems when you are filling out the application form, you can click on the Contact Us tab located at the top left corner of the financial aid website. The most common problems that both parents and students make when submitting their application form is that they don't correctly fill out the financial information of the application. According to Mark Kantrovitz, a publisher from the FindAid.org, on the 8th of March of 2008, the most common mistakes made by both parents and students on the financial aid application form is filling out the adjusted gross income, the total tax income, the social security number, and the marital status on the application form incorrectly. The reason why parents and students tend to mess up on this part of the application form is not only because of this, but it is only because of the fact that you click the back button and the forward button on the financial aid application. If you do this, you can lose your progress and would have to retract all the information that you submitted previously. Another good tip to consider when you're on making mistakes on the application form is that if you leave your computer idle for about 10 minutes, it will log you out of your session for safety precautions so others won't access your personal information. Another tip to consider also when you're making mistakes on the financial aid form is that you must make sure that all information you submit matches information that is going to be on your forms for your taxes. It is very common for both parents and students to mistype numbers that they submit for their taxes, as in the net worth of your total income and the yearly worth of your total income. The most important common mistake that both parents and students make when filling out the application form is that they don't submit their application before the deadline. If you do not submit the application before the deadline, you will not be able to qualify for financial aid and receive the money that you can fund for your college education. Now, tips you can use to avoid these kind of problems that both parents and students make when they're filling out the application form is to simply pay attention to detail. According to Jennifer Williamson, a columnist from distanceeducation.com on the 8th of June of 2009, you lose about several thousands of dollars if you fail to make sure that the application form for financial aid is correct. Tips that this columnist considered was to make sure that the information that you have on the financial aid application is valid and can make sure that it matches the forms on the taxes, and to make sure that you don't have any of the red check boxes at the top of the financial aid form, which notifies you if you have an error made on your application form. Another tip that the columnist suggested would be to make sure that the dates that are listed on the application for the deadlines are met before the time, because like I mentioned before in the problems, if you don't submit your application before the deadline, then you would have to redo all your information and you wouldn't qualify for financial aid. So with all that in mind, I'm just going to review quickly what I have just explained to you in terms of financial aid. First, I showed you all, or in the speech, I informed you all of how to correctly fill out an application for financial aid. First, I showed you all how to get to the website and what to do on the website. Second, I showed you all the most common mistakes made by both parents and students when filling out the application form. Third, I showed you all how to avoid these mistakes and what you can do in order to make sure your application is filled out correctly. The most ideal plan that you should follow as a high school student is to plan early, plan ahead, make sure all the information you have is ready to go and matches all the requirements that financial aid application requires, and that you work with high school counselors that can also help you fill out your application form correctly. So when you get to college, you won't have a problem like John, and we're having to work full-time at McDonald's to pay off your college education. Thank you.